This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for September 26, 2023, attorney paints a picture of client as a rejected wife, suffering mom. Alexander Shaw, the attorney representing the Soul Woman, convicted for being a member of the deadly Klansman gang, on Monday painted a picture of her as a rejected wife, a mother pained by her inability to see her teenage daughter in high school uniform, and a woman still involved in ministering the gospel inside the prison. Making his plea in mitigation before trial judge Chief Justice Brian Sykes during the sentencing exercise for Stephanie Cole Christie and the 14 other convicted gangsters at the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston on Monday, Shaw said his client has somewhat been ostracized. Arguing for a lighter sentence for 2 to 3 years for his client, who is otherwise called Muma and who already has 5 other convictions, the attorney declared that Cole Christie has already been punished, having been rejected by her husband, who doesn't want anything to do with her. She has been hearing prison gates closing behind her for the last 4 years, and I submit that is enough to act as a deterrent. Mrs. Christie is 48 years old. She is not a pup. Notwithstanding the fact that she is the eldest in the gang, as the evidence unfolded, there were instances when she would invite her friends to church. The truth is, there was a constant struggle because though she was at church, she found herself being part of a negative social group, he said. According to Shaw, Cole Christie has expressed how depressive it is to be locked away from her young daughter and has talked about having suicidal thoughts. She said the interviewer, who prepared Cole Christie's social inquiry report, tried to make contact with her husband, who doesn't want anything to do with her or this court matter. He further said Cole Christie was needed by her ailing mother, who is elderly, and had been cared for by his client before her incarceration. He said his client, who was making a meaningful contribution to society as an entrepreneur and a community member, is still involved in ministry, is on the choir, and helps in the kitchen at the remand center. According to Shaw, his client from behind the walls of the prison is still trying to make things better. In March this year, Cole Christie was found guilty of being a member of the notorious criminal organization. Cole Christie is said to be a top-tier member of the gang. At the time, in a fervently delivered unsworn statement, had described herself as a businesswoman and entrepreneur who is known by many as a people person. She had claimed that her only modus operandi was caring for the elderly and the young people by getting them into schools. She told the court that she also spearheaded community sports days and a major get-together, which was so recognized it attracted sponsorship from several big-name companies. However, witness number 2, a former gang member turned state witness, had asserted that Cole Christie was the link between the police force and the gang and was the one to source legal representation whenever a gang member ran afoul of the law. Cole Christie, it was said, bankrolled legal fees from extortion monies. Justice Sykes, in convicting the so-called pastor, had referred to recorded conversations which had been entered into evidence, featuring her in conversation with a witness, during which she spoke of a corrupt cop who fed her with information. That, Justice Sykes said, was consistent with the evidence of a police witness who said Cole Christie had tried to bribe him. On Monday, Cole Christie, resplendent in a pink flow outfit, fresh braids framing her small face, sat quietly, her well-made-up face a study in concentration. The matter resumes today at 10 a.m. when the attorneys will continue their plea in mitigation addresses. The convicted Klansman members to be sentenced alongside leader Andre Blackman Bryan and Cole Christie are Michael Whiteley, Dylan McLean, Lamar Simpson, Tariq James, Fabian Johnson, Jazeel Blake, Royal Taylor, Joseph McDermott, Jermaine Robinson, Andre Golding, Tom Rick Taylor, Brian Morris, and Ted Prince. The Crown, in opening its case on September 20, 2021, said the accused individuals, which comprise the Blackman faction of the Klansman gang, had various roles in which they acted as killers, drivers, lookout men or watchmen, gunsmith, and foot soldiers. Beachy Stout co-accused bail restored wife happy. Oscar Barnes, who was jointly charged with a businessman Everton Beachy Stout MacDonald for the 2020 murder of Tonya MacDonald, had his bail restored on Monday in the Home Circuit Court at Kingston during the start of a fresh trial in the matter. Barnes' wife, on hearing the news, breathed a sigh of relief in court, as she has not been able to spend the time with him after getting married on Sunday, September 17, which was the day before his bail was revoked. As for Barnes, he smiled from ear to ear, oozing joy. Judge Chester Stamp instructed that the same conditions, such as reporting time and a curfew, which applied before his bail was revoked, would still stand. Speaking to the news, Barnes' wife said, "Oh God, the kids are going to be so happy. He has 5 of them. I am so happy. He is a family man. He's the type of father who studies with his kids. He's the one who picks them up from school. He goes to church every Sunday, but people don't know that." She was then seen shortly after, tightly embracing Barnes, who could not contain his smile. Tonya, the woman who Barnes is being accused of murdering, was the second wife of his co-accused, Everton, to be killed. Tonya's partially burnt body was found slumped beside her raised car on the Sherwood Forest Main Road in Portland on July 20, 2020, with her throat slashed. Last week, Monday, a jury was impaneled and began to hear testimony from one of Everton's former employees, who was the first on a long list of witnesses in the case. On the second day of the trial last week, one of the jurors did not show up, and the matter had to be adjourned until Wednesday. On Wednesday, when the matter returned, 2 jurors had to be dismissed, as one of them was deemed to be in serious financial woes and would not be able to sustain his family if he was to continue serving until November, when the trial is expected to end. The other juror has employment overseas and would not be able to receive approval from his job to be absent for such an extended period. The process of selecting a new 7-member jury for trial on Monday was very lengthy. The selection process saw 12 people being eliminated as potential jurors in the case due to either defense attorneys or prosecutors objecting to them being selected or because of other reasons. One of the potential jurors said she personally knew at least one party, either defendant or attorney, involved in the case and was therefore excused from the matter by Supreme Court Judge Chester Stamp. Meanwhile, the foreman from the jury that was dismantled last week was about to enter the jury box to sit on the new panel, but was told by Justice Stamp that he was already dismissed from the case. After that, there appeared to be a struggle to find one more person to make up the 7-member panel. However, that was sorted out, and the final person to complete the panel was selected. The trial is expected to get underway today. Before it does, Justice Stamp will have to iron out the potential problems with 2 of the new jurors. One of them explained that she has a baby to take care of and that it will be difficult to get someone to fill in for her all the time when she is required to be in court. Another juror expressed that she has heavy responsibilities at her job leading up to the end of the year and may be required to give attention to her duties on different occasions. Justice Stamp told her that all employers must accommodate employees who have been called to serve as jurors, as is stipulated by law. Both women were instructed to make the necessary applications to the court registry about whatever difficulties they may have. Stamp told the members of the new jury that if they have pressing and urgent matters to attend to, they must make it known so that arrangements can be made for breaks in between the trial period. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.